Happy Friday again. Welcome in. It's actually, we're on the brink of it being Saturday in a few minutes. Well, okay, we have like 45 minutes, but that's going to go by pretty quickly. So, my second guest tonight coming on is Brandon Kelley. Again, just in case you're joining me for the first time, the reason I do these lives is to bring people from all over the world. Literally, I have people who have been on here from Scotland, from Australia, all over the United States. I think I might have somebody from Canada. And the reason I do these lives is to bring different information, different knowledge from people who on all walks of life, so all different religions that they have been either born into, decided to study in, and just to bring about the information that's out there so that we can access something that might click for you, that you might be able to use in your life right now to help create or shift the vibration. So I just had an amazing live with James, and now we're about to have the amazing Brandon Kelley on. Hello, John. Thank you for joining us. I'm drinking some water, grounding myself, getting ready to bring Brandon on. We're going to talk a little bit about the now. There he goes. We're going to talk a little bit first about the now, um, and being in the now, what that feels like now to us compared to like when we first heard it. All right, and then we have a little surprise. All right, I'm going to bring Brandon on. Let's get ready. That's my get ready. Here we go. All right. It doesn't say adding. Let's try it again. What? Well, John. Today,
Hey,
Mr. Kelley.
good to be here.
I can hear.
Good to be
I
here.
can hear. Can you hear?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
I can hear you.
All right. Yes, that's good. Hello, Mr. Kelley.
Hello, hello. How are you, Miss Cleveland?
I am blessed. I'm here. It is another Friday. I was singing the Friday song just now.
That's good.
I told him, I said, you're going to have to wait till Brandon comes on. He's going to sing the Friday song for you guys.
Everybody's like to sleep, but I'm trying to like tone it down. But I can always sing it all
Yeah.
day. I love it. That's the part about
Yeah,
Friday.
you don't have to sing it too loud. I know. We need Sydney to stay asleep.
But
Let's start it off.
hey, Friday, oh, Friday is my fave. Friday is my fave. Hey, Friday is my fave. Every day. Mm, 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 Monday's just the pits. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Tuesday's only fair. Wednesday is getting better. Whoa, oh. And Thursday is almost there because of Friday. Friday. Oh, Friday is my fave. Friday is my fave. Hey, Friday is my fave. Every day. Mm, mm,
Woo,
mm.
you guys.
Again and again and again, and I'm not kidding. It's a song of power.
Let me tell you,
Sing it on the.
I have known Brandon, I think, since 2017 in this incarnation, because we've already agreed it's been many incarnations. But my daughters will look for Brandon's song. Jasmine will say, Mom, tell Brandon I said hello, because she knows the enthusiasm, the joy is always there. And that Friday song brings lots of us some joy. All right, so
That's it.
and
It's all
that's what
about
we're
joy.
doing. I tell people, I've told you first when I first met you, and I don't know if I said in the last live we did together, that your life exemplifies a walking human love bomb arrow. I literally watch this man walk anywhere and just shoot love to people. And that's one thing I think that we connect is that we could talk and connect with no matter culture, race, anything. It doesn't matter. You can connect with people and show them a side sometimes of themselves they haven't even seen through you.
Yeah.
So
That's, I mean, what I love about it is you never know who you're going to meet.
yeah.
And so that's, you gotta walk in. You don't gotta, but you get to walk into every situation with love, excitement, and joy.
Yeah.
Don't be upset about being there. Don't try and jump on the complaint train, because people love to commiserate together, but what they really love is to be together.
Yes.
So where I figure out, oh, why is this?
Good point.
Be, like, really connect with people, establish that connection and love. I think I accidentally got a job just being happy. There's this,
I believe it.
it's called Welton Street Cafe, and I'm not kidding. If you come to Denver, you need to go to the Welton Street Cafe and get, I mean, they have all kinds of great food. It's like real soul food, but it's, you just got to
Yeah.
go. Like people say, make greens, and you're like, wow. It's the best to get some greens at. They make this jerk chicken sandwich.
What?
It is so good. And I'm not talking, it's like delicious. I brought friends there. They got mad at their parents for not making jerk chicken because they had it here first, and it was just, but she's like, I'm down to work for like a couple hours a week.
Yeah.
And just meet people, because people can't walk in here with a bad attitude if they talk to you first. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
and
I know. Even when you were here in Florida, and we went down with the I think we went down by the beach. If somewhere else we went. Oh, when we went to the where the Hulk Hogan. Where did you say?
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, but that was amazing.
I know, that was so fun that we actually got to. It was just so perfect, the synchronicity and everything that happened with that. But
Yeah.
my thing with that is that even in the when we were sitting down waiting for our meal, all of us were sitting around, and the waitress came by. The way engaged with her, and they say you can tell a lot about a person of how they treat the waitress and people that's there helping you, and how she joined in, started playing the condoma with you, and just like,
yeah,
would bring people in.
Party.
Yeah,
it's a fun party when you bring the kendama.
Yeah. Oh man, I should have brought mine with me. It's so funny. I looked at it the other day and I said, "You have that sitting on top of the refrigerator and you have not used it once yet." Well, again.
I'm not kidding. Throw that thing around your neck.
Yeah.
And just go. Just
yeah.
go. And people are gonna. And not everybody asks, so don't feel like you're gonna have to like show.
But
people
every
all
restaurant
day.
we went to, they were asking, and that's because you and John had one. I don't think Matt had his yet on him, but you and John had one. So everywhere we went.
But look at Matt; he's addicted to that thing too now.
I see that. Matt, if you're watching or if you catch this, man, you are killing it out there. So proud of you. So loving it.
He's honestly made me so happy. That was one of the best kendamas. Gave his little girls some nice kendamas. Yeah. And that was an investment in the future. Yeah. It really is. Like, and I'm not going to lie. I was hoping they were going to pick some of the other ones, but they picked my like, nice kendamas. I was going to give them a nice one. Bentley, you know?
No mediocre girls there.
But what's really awesome is like, one, Matt's caught on fire. Like, he loves the kendama.
I see it.
Loves sharing it with people. He actually gave one of his kendamas. He went on a road trip for like a month.
I see that.
Over a month and a half. And he gave a kendama to a gentleman he met up in Michigan. And this guy's older guy, but he's talking about how, you know, he doesn't feel strong and working on his coordination. The kendama is the thing that broke the ice. This guy lives like 20 minutes away from Matt. In Florida. Vacationing. He was one of the first engineers for the Ford like V8 engine. Like, he's the guy who helped make that.
So amazing. It's so amazing. All the connections. That's one of the things I could bring in really quick into our topic that I had on your flyer was like, what is it like living in your now, being aware of it? And that's one of the ways right there. It's synchronicity. When you are surrendered in your now and just kind of like not focused in anywhere else, but like right in this moment, it causes such perfect synchronicity for amazing things unfolding and to experience always in the now, right? It's
That
amazing.
of kendama, and I'm not kidding. When you play kendama, you're not focused about like yeah, you think about different tricks, but the moment takes over, and you really do start to feel and experience and accept what you can do right now, and you get a vivid picture of it. You get a feeling of it. It's more than just trying to get it into the big cup,
Yeah.
get it in the little cup, but you actually feel what's possible, and you start thinking. I mean, you'll get some crazy ideas, and I tell people, do it. Don't hold back. Like, really try. You might not get it the first time or the 500th time, but the fact that you thought about that means it's
Yeah.
possible, and you start to bring that in. But it really does bring you into now,
It's a
and
meditation too, almost too, because you're so focused in on there, and anything you become focused in on like that and can shut other thoughts off becomes a meditation point. And then one of the things you were saying too is like the concentration is where it's on the knees, and so you're focusing on playing this thing. And when you do that, when I've done that, I've noticed that the thoughts would just start flowing as in form of meditation too. So for me, it is a form of meditation as well. I need to practice it more
yeah,
because that is a fun way.
pick it up. But like, I want you to just sleep with it
Another
tonight.
thing
Just
I
like
wanted
hold it.
to really bring up when I said let's do a live together. So I remember it was like maybe a year. Actually, I have it written. I think it was 2000. Do you have any of your index papers around that we wrote? I thought I had it
Uh,
with me. It's okay if you don't. If you don't, it's okay. You don't have to go get it.
I got it right
You do?
here.
Okay. So Brandon and I had made a pact. We were going to write. It was every day, right, Brandon? We wrote.
It, and what's crazy is looking at how so many of these things have come true.
That's what I was
Like,
coming to ask you. So
like
yeah. So remind me. I remember every day we wrote. I think it was for how many days? I think I called it. I remember being inspired by a number though, and we did it for that many days. I want to say 21 days.
it was bigger than
It was. It was.
21. It was
I think we just kept going, is what it was.
actually because this is day. It was 50 because this is number 42. This one was done on day number 42
Okay,
there.
so it was well
So I
over.
like 55 or something. It was up there.
Yeah.
It was like
And when you look at your list, do you see a lot of things crossed off of there?
yes.
Okay.
Like what's crazy is that it's not my list. I had a couple very specific like physical
Yeah.
things that we're still working on
Yeah.
because the house up on the very top is like
Well,
I don't know what that is now, but we're working on it. It's a process. But here's the one that really gets me: is blessings beyond boundaries, borders, limits, and expectations. Accept the awesomeness and connection of love. Like that was on my list of to-dos every single day. Palpable, pleasurable experiences and interactions, enjoyment every day. It feels good to feel good. I enjoy sharing and accepting that feeling. Like that's what I want to
yeah.
do is share that feeling of feeling good. Here was one that really blew my mind was 3 months a year overseas, accepting an exorbitant income, speaking, teaching, and training safely and comfortably. Well, what's nuts is I started doing that at the end of that year. We went
Yes.
to for 3 months. Like there's so many things that are just
So
yeah,
that's what I want
man.
to
And
touch on too, because I looked at my list the other day and I was looking at it and I'm like, wow, no. Let me rephrase that. None of the detailed things that I had written down, because I had the same thing, the house, the type of house, and we got detailed on what we wanted to. I had
specific,
the vehicle that I wanted, which was I still have that on my list. It's a I would like the Buick Enclave 2021 now, or 22, because we're about to be up on 22 in a minute.
yeah,
And I had that written down on there. But what I did find was when I asked for internal things, when I wrote down internal things to shift, so like to find like joy in my waking up, when I did end up getting a home, but it wasn't the home that was on there, but it was the home that was perfect for me in this now. right?
Yeah.
So now it's time to refine the list. And that's what made me think about you, made me think about, oh, let's do another live and share this with people, because I know a lot of people know about the art and the gift of journaling and how powerful that can be as well, and then making a list and doing vision boards. But another really great way that we've experimented with is by writing it down every single day. And really now I'm understanding and understanding more is in getting in touch with the internal feeling of having whatever it is you're writing and asking for, because I didn't get the specific detail of what I asked for, but the internal feelings of some of the things that I wrote down, that's what I manifested more quicker into.
I think another beautiful part about this, because yeah, my list goes on,
Yeah.
but you take time to write things down, you are quite literally bringing feelings from another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think of it for a second. I want everybody to really internalize this. We talk about how this world is created up of, physical, like you can have, what is it? Fire, or like plasma, liquid, solid,
Mm-hmm.
gas. And then space, there's empty space. I want you to think about, out of those five things, right? Space, plasma, liquid, gas, and solids. What is a thought? What substance is a thought? Like, really think about that. It's so many. You could say it's like, your brain firing these like different neural
Atoms
synapses,
and
like
molecules,
that.
yeah, but
What is it really? Because that thought that starts in your head.
energy.
Number, where does it come from? Like it's an interdimensional tool. Like, you don't even know where your thoughts come from. Really, you can try and trace it down, but thoughts are a thing that travel through dimensions. And the fact that, just like when you go outside and you get hit with those sun rays, you ever think about how far
Lulu said
that
spirit.
to come to see you, to interact with you? That thought has to go through a similar journey, if not even bigger, to come out. And it's just starting. When you have that thought, I think it's the most outrageously childish and selfish thing to think, oh, this is my thought. Dude, that thought is not even for you. That is for somebody 150 years from now. But you start it. You put that into the ground. You're going to plant that thought seed into your life, into your network of people, into your interaction, and let that grow and let it build up. And other people are going to be like, that's a good idea. You ever heard something and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I think about that? But once you hear it, you can't shake it. You can't get rid of it. So I want everybody, whoever comes across this video, to really start becoming farmers of good thoughts. We have so many people, so many situations where there's some garbage thoughts out there. There's a lot of weed type thoughts out there. I want us all to start cultivating quality thoughts and really see how we can grow and develop our community, our culture with quality thinking. Because it's the thinking habits that really change
It
everything.
is. I posted today. I said, change your thoughts, you change your life, or change your thinking, change your life. Something inspired me at the moment, really quick, and I was like, that's a place for a quote.
See?
Because
Planting
to
seeds.
add to that, what you just said and to what I just said, oh wow. So I've heard, and I also resonate with that. Once a thought is, my daughter hates when I say this, because I know when I tell people this, but I say once a thought has been thunk or thought of, she hates that word. Once it's been thought of, you're not the only one who's thought of it. It is so if you get onto the vibration of the good thoughts, like you said, being cultivating, your thought is where it starts at first. If you get on that vibration, the other people who are in that vibration is how we amplify it, in other words, right? So once a thought has been gone out, if you have an idea, an inspiration, and you are all special, we are all special, but better believe too that there are billions other that the thoughts are going out to. Now the thing is, are you going to cultivate it more? Are you going to feed it more? Are you going to invest in it more? Or are you just going to let it pass by and say, oh, that sounds good, and then be stuck in your same thought of negativity, or of impossibleness? Are you, which you
See?
get to choose now?
I've got this avocado. What good is it going to do in the desk? I keep thinking, I'm like, like I talk to my daughter and we plant little pomegranate seeds in this little bowl. And I'm not kidding, they shot up. And like we're like, we're gonna have a little pomegranate farm. Let's start farming pomegranates. And so I've been saving seeds to put in the ground. But here's the thing is they don't grow in the desk. Thoughts, it's nice to write them down, right? But those thoughts don't grow when you write them down. It's time to take the next step.
Yes.
It's time to dirt. It's time to really nurture this seed for what it actually
Yes.
is. Not just the potential of what it can be, but what it actually is. My job might not be to eat the avocado that this turns into, but my job is to start the process
Yeah.
of developing the next phase of avocados.
Yes.
The
Yes.
next phase. Your idea, you think it's a good idea now. Wait till you actually make it. Wait till you actually
See,
build it up.
yeah, the fruition of it and
Yeah.
see the reality of it. That's an amazing. I've heard somebody said, and I agree with that, and I resonate with that. I think it's probably Abraham Hicks says, when you see that, when you experience that, that is your connectionness to God. That is your your confirmation of Godness. Your connectionness. Yeah.
That's
So it's amazing.
yeah. I remind me to put up, if you guys see this in the comments, I'm going to put a link to my morning meditation playlist
Yes.
on YouTube.
Yes.
It's all, it's a few videos long, but it starts off with Abraham. She talks about how 68 seconds of pure thought is one of the most powerful things, and it's a lot more difficult at first to get 68 seconds of pure thought, but once you do, man.
And when you do, it's practice. Once you do, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you practice, it's easy to get there. And I'll even say she has videos that says get there in 17 seconds. And I'm sure now in 2021, and that is what my conversations has been around lately. And I spoke to a lady, Brandon, on here, and she was talking about something called the tachyon. Have you heard of it? So it is like, and it is exactly what we're talking about. Look, I talk about it and I start getting excited. Anytime I start going like this, I'm like, it gets me so excited. But she's talking about like getting into that and tapping into that like Godness, that power, that state, right? Like that. Instead of waiting, we used to have to do 15 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes an hour. It went to 20 minutes. It went to 15 minutes. They broke it down to us to say, okay, if you could do 5 minutes. They broke it down and said, if you could do 3 minutes. Now, Abraham brought 68 seconds and then 17 seconds. And I'm telling you now, and what really confirms this for me is that we have more channelers than we've had than I've ever heard of in my entire life. Lack of having the access to hear about it or whatever. But there are millions more now. People who are able to channel and bring a direct message because they're able to tap into that space right away. And no matter where you are, you don't have to, get everybody be quiet. You don't have to even get into that space anymore. You can just consciously make a decision, put the thoughts together, bam, and you're there. Woo!
And I want people to remember, and I'm speaking to myself also right here, is that don't get so caught up in trying to make it happen. Because there's certain parts of a reality that we're looking for as like proof and validation that it's happened.
Yeah.
You are
happening.
Yeah. Already happening.
Yeah.
So just the question is, and the action is, what part are you going to play?
Yeah.
What part are you going to
play? Yeah.
And what part are you might not be able to see everything right away from your current perspective, but as you grow and build up, like that's really where the magic is. Like, and going back to kendama, my brother was in town. We ended up going to meet him at this little like chicken place on Broadway, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to go get some chicken, like whatever. We roll down there, and it ended up being one of the best decisions we made. A kid that I gave his first kendama to like 5 years ago.
Wow.
He's been playing ever since. And the second we saw each other, I was like, I know you. He's like, oh. He like runs inside, gets his kendama. He's like, you gave me the first one. Like, so cool to see not how much he's grown, but the effect he has on everybody in that restaurant and watching him. And then, I roll up with my kendama and they're like, what's going on? We always thought, because the server comes up and she's like, oh my God, one of the servers here plays kendama. I was like, I know, I gave him his first one. She was like, yeah, right. And then he comes over and we're jamming, and I was like, I told you. I wasn't kidding. But it's so beautiful to see how it, like that ripple effect.
Yeah.
You don't know how big of an influence and effect you're having because it's not
Yeah.
you. You're just literally, those thoughts and ideas are hitching a ride on you to the next real stop. You're part of it, but
Yeah.
don't stop, and do not for 1 second doubt yourself. You are here for a very specific purpose, and it's not just to farm thoughts. It's to grow and develop life, love, and relationships to levels that we truly have only put in our dreams. And now is the time for us all to remember forever, we are here to live the dream. That's not just a statement
No
people say
more
to
just
sound.
hearing it. We're applying it and doing
You
it.
are actually living the dream,
Yes.
and you can create whatever you want. So do that,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to joyfully do that and remind other people of the same thing, because that's where the real power can
Yeah. I just had a thought, and it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with the kendama, but I just want to put it in there. Like, I'm so grateful too to have people in my life that you can go to. There's not a lot of people that I tell you, sometimes I'm like, I just need to call you, be like, Brandon, I'm in that space, and you'll say something. I thank God for Kara too, because she understands that I can just call you and say, Brandon, I'm in that space, and you're like, you say 2 or 3 words and that's it. Oh yeah, okay, I remember who I am. Thank you. And I think it's good too. The reason I bring that up is knowing in that space, and one of the reasons why I'm doing the lives for people to go back on it, or just to see too that you're not the only one that gets stuck in a place, and to surround your people who will remind you of these things. See, in your posts that you watch on Facebook or any social media, those are ways to be aware of the kind of vibration you have around you. To have people who are around you who know these things and who are like-minded with at least not the same exact golden maybe on your list, but the overall of wanting to elevate and love and show that those people around you, they'll remind you when you forget. And that's what we're saying we're doing here too. Brandon is how one of the superhero theme things came to mind. We were building. He had already a superhero. What was it, Brandon? You were doing something
in camp. That's
in your.
what we're
He was
doing.
already doing that, and I have been getting the messages about superheroes. And then we met other people. I've met someone Gage, but this superhero thing is just us holding hands with each other and reminding each other things that we already know within ourselves. But when you're out of alignment, you kind of forget. So to have people on your team that reminds you that you are in. And I know my sister gets a little bit. She doesn't, whatever. I'm just gonna say when I say you are the creator, I created this. Like, there was an opportunity that popped up to me, and I was like, I created this. And I was like, I know God is the creator of it for her, for her to better understand what I was saying. But I intentionally inside wanted this to happen, visualized it, asked the creator and creation to help this become into my reality. And when it came into my reality, and recognizing that it was my thought patterns getting me there or getting me closer to it. And my friends around me helped me remember that by the things that they're posting, by who I can call and talk to. And I just want to say I appreciate you so much, Cara, the babies, your mom, everybody. For me and my
Right back.
girls, we appreciate you guys so much.
Appreciate you. And I think about, I cannot encourage people to drop the ego off at the door when you start thinking on a bigger
Yeah.
level. As much as it is you who's doing it, it's not you. You are a small but critical piece of the whole pie.
Yeah.
Like, we say God, right? And everybody has this like big, crazy
Yeah. Yeah.
vision of
Yeah.
like,
That's why I'm hitting it on the nail lately.
more think about it as like God's the person with the big broom, the big cosmic broom, sweeping up things that need to be swept up and put in place where they need to be put. You are the bristle on that brush. Just like the kendama is an extension of me, when you're sweeping the floor, that broom is an extension of
Oh,
you, making it.
Lulu says, I am my purpose. I love that.
That's yes. Like, and you're only going to discover more of it the more that you
Yeah.
do. Like, the more that you start. So allow yourself to be that bristle, that small but critical and fundamental piece of the whole action. You
Yeah.
know, you're not everything, but you're definitely going to get what you can get, and that's what your job
Yeah.
is do what you can do to the best of your ability, and don't stop trying, because all of a sudden you're going to realize your ability has grown. Humans are this like magical cup, this magical thing where it's like, I love how Jim Rohn put it. He said,
I know
you
my
can only
favorite.
flip so much. Jim is my
Yo,
guy,
I
you
always
know?
tell him he channels Jim Rohn a lot too when he talks. Go ahead, tell me what Jim Rohn says.
But we're these magical vessels where it's like, you only get bigger. We hold on to something so tight, you know, trying to keep
Yeah.
this much.
Yeah.
But if you pour it out, if you give it out, that vessel becomes bigger. And even if it doesn't become bigger, you can refill it and pour it out again, and refill it and pour it out again. So when you get something that feels good, share
Yeah.
it. Feel good again, and feel good sharing that, knowing that it may or may not feel good to that person. But guess what? You get to hear it again.
Yeah.
You get to, and it only gets deeper and hits another level of
Yeah.
you that you didn't even know existed. You become a vessel that gets even bigger and even bigger. And while it feels the same to you, you're freaking Titanic, dumping things out, you know, dumping massive amounts of knowledge out, blowing people's minds
Yeah.
on accident.
Yeah.
And that's just it, is don't be afraid to grow, because that's the only real way to get more, be more, and do more. That's
I love
the
it.
secret.
Yeah. So I know we were gonna do. Are you in a space? I know we only have Lulu on right now. I know other people catch it later. It is already. We're about to hit the Saturday, and at least in my part of town. I forgot you're in the
Good.
west, so it's not yet there for you
No,
yet.
mountain time, so we're not quite the West. I don't want to say we're better than the West, but you know, we're not quite that far west.
Well, what are you to me?
It's 2 hours, so I'm 2 hours behind you. Because you're East Coast, then the Central Mountain, then the West.
Oh,
And I love the West.
okay, you're central. My bad. I feel you're still so right there next to Cal. You're one state away from the west. But I know time zone. All right, fund them.
If you guys have been to Colorado, you've got to.
I know. I'm planning. We're planning it. We're planning it. I'm coming out.
It's magical.
I know. I know. I see one of my friend Brian Anthony, that I'm going to be doing a live with him too. He's traveling right now. He travels all over for work purposes and for leisure, and he'll take pictures and videos. And I think just like 2 or 3 days ago, he was in Colorado, by the park that they call God something. Tell me, remind me. God's whatever. It's there in Colorado though.
There's Rocky Mountain National Forest, which is just ridiculous. I mean,
I've seen you and Cara took pictures of this place before, so maybe I'm just thinking the wrong name of it. But it's like I think she took her nan out there, and it's like red.
Oh, the Garden.
What is it?
Garden of the
Garden
Gods.
of the Gods. I know it's God something.
It's something that really, you can go and see it, even if you're just a super shallow person. You're gonna go and look at it and be like, wow, those are cool looking rocks. This is pretty cool. But there's some corners that you're gonna sit there, and you have to sit and be humbled. Like when you're sitting there, to be able to look at what is here.
Yeah.
Like what
nature created. Yeah.
Look, who knows how, like I just got goosebumps, like chills thinking about it. It's so beautiful. Yeah. And there's like camels, and there's parts like the balance rock, and there's things that you go and you look at that do not make sense. You're like, how is this gigantic rock just sitting there like that? Like, and then when you start to just ponder, just think about the ways that that could have happened, and you're like, I don't even know. But right in front of your face, and the whole park is just beautiful. There's a lot of popular places, but there's even more like magical things inside of that park that you just
I
it
know. I
makes
want to go. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm going to
yeah.
Colorado.
And just one. That's just
I
one of
know.
the places. Like
At Luray Canvers, Lulu said, she said it was like that at Luray Canvers. You see that?
no, I didn't
Canverns.
see it.
Cave. I don't know what's wrong with my reading today, guys.
Oh,
I promise you I can read. She walked a mile and a half into the earth. Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah. This world is full of amazing places. All right. So did
it's
you I honestly don't know if I'm in a space to do a reading right now. I don't know if you want to still though.
the little book that so
It's okay. Let's
here,
do it. Let's do that another time. I think this was good for me
yeah,
tonight.
I would love to do like a little
I,
like I Ching
so Brendan and
like
I surprised tonight for those who are catching later. We were going to do. He was going to do the I Ching.
I Ching,
He was going
yeah.
to do I Ching reading, and I was going to pull some tarot card reading. But we're going to do that another time. If you guys want to see more of that, or
Like we'll do it soon. We're not even gonna make him wait for it. We'll do it
okay,
real soon.
all right, yeah. As a matter of fact, we can do it this week coming up because I don't have anything scheduled. You can schedule again. And if you guys want to, in the meantime, think of some questions. If you would love to see that, comment on here. Let us know. So I don't know if you caught it or not. Do you know Dr. Russell Clayton on Facebook? No? Okay. Well, he is. I see him everywhere. I feel like everybody knows him. It's so funny. I'm probably one of his fans is like, he is an actual doctor, but he also, some people I've seen him on Dr. Oz. I see him post things of in his hospital that he works and stuff like that. And he is an awakened doctor, which is so special to me. I don't know a whole lot. I know a few. I know there are probably many out there, but he's one that I know in my vicinity very, very well for a few years. And so he has always been spreading love on all the pages that we've been on together and stuff. And he recently just wrote a book and he sent me 2 of them. So I told people yesterday if they join my live, I had 2 today, James McDuffie, and then I had you. If they join in when they're finished with this live, if they've commented here, I'll put their names and shake it up and they get to win the book. So I've seen only one person on here. And guess what? I said at the end of this live, I was going to announce it. And the winner is, hold on, let's do it right. Hold on. Brandon, I got it. Look, one of my friends, I was like, before everybody comes on, I always go, okay, and the drum roll. And I used to go like that. So my friend sent me this. So the winner is Lulu. Lulu. Yay. Lulu,
I love
you
it.
won the book. I will be mailing it out to you on Monday. Send me your information on the DM and we'll talk and I'll get that out to you. Brandon, I love you, my friend. Thank you for coming on and reminding people.
Do again.
Yeah.
Go and like make prizes here for everybody. We'll see. I'll get something good.
Yeah, we're gonna do something again this week. Like I said, we'll do the reading. And if you guys have any questions that you want to ask, jump on and we will go through them together with you. We'll pull out vibrational answer. All right.
And remember to stay in your now moment. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it. Don't worry about the time. That's going to take care of itself. You just recognize how fantastic, amazing, and precious you are right now.
All right. That was beautiful. Thank you, Brendan. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
See ya.
All right. Friday night. Well, it is actually, let's see, 8 more minutes until Saturday morning. And I'm not sleepy yet. So I'm probably going to go and watch a movie and soak in all the information that I received tonight from Spirit and from my friends. And I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Lulu, you are my winner. I'll be mailing that book out to you. I'm so excited because I think that you would be someone that would read it with me and we can share and we can tell Dr. Clayton how amazing his book is and what we learned from it. He's going to be also coming on a live with us one day very soon here. He said that he's going to book a date and I'm looking forward to talking to him too. I'm a big I don't want to say fan, but definitely admirer of Dr. Clayton and his life in general that is displayed and his love that he displays most of all. Anyways, you guys, thank you for joining me. And Brandon, again, thank you for joining me tonight. I will be back this week with more amazing guests.